Don't scroll, the witch is watching your screen right now. Archangel Michael says she is trembling in fear because if you open this message before it disappears, she will be destroyed and you will get back all the miracles she stole from you. My child, my beloved, do not be afraid. I see you holding your breath, wondering if what you feel in your chest right now is just your imagination. It is not. The tug you feel on your heart is me, it is Michael, sent by the Lord, standing beside you at this very moment, whispering into your soul. You have been under watch, and not the watch of heaven alone. There is a darkness that has been pacing around you, peering through cracks you cannot see, and tonight she is closer than she has been in months. But here you are, reading this, because heaven would not let you pass by without hearing the truth. Listen to me carefully because I do not speak in riddles tonight. The witch has been pressing her face against the window of your life, waiting for the moment you look away, but you didn't look away. You stopped, and stopping here is your shield. She is trembling now, yes, trembling, because heaven's light just found you, and she knows if you continue reading, the power she has stolen will begin to slip from her claws. She cannot hold what is not hers if you awaken. Before we go further, I must tell you something urgent. You need to stay connected to heaven in this moment. Do not let the noise of the world pull you away. You are being given this message because you were chosen. The Father and I want you to receive more than words, we want you to receive intervention, and that is why I ask you to subscribe to heaven's messages here and now so that no shadow can block your path again. The enemy fears your connection to God's voice because once you hear it often, you will never believe her lies again. My beloved, do you feel that warmth on your skin? That is not your room's air, that is me standing close. The witch knows that if you hear this all the way through, she will have to retreat. You see, darkness does not fight light. When it grows too bright, it hides, and the light is growing around you even now. Your name is being spoken in heaven's courts, and the record of every miracle that was taken from you is being laid before the throne. The Father has nodded, yes, He has already begun to return them. I know you have been feeling heavy lately, as though joy slips through your fingers the moment you touch it. That is not your fault, my child. She placed a shadow in your path, a mist over your blessings, so you would stumble, but tonight, as you keep reading, each word will be a sword cutting through that mist. I do not come with soft hands tonight, but with armor and a flaming blade, the same one I used to strike down the enemy when she dared to rise against heaven's order. I will use it again for you. She is listening, yes, she is reading this with you. Do not be afraid. When she sees the words, she will be destroyed. She shakes because she remembers the last time heaven's hand came against her, she remembers the fire, she remembers the voice that said enough, and that voice, my child, is speaking again. Now, the more you take in this message, the more her grip will weaken. She will try to distract you or a noise, a sudden thought, a feeling of doubt, but that is the last weapon she has left, and it will not work this time. You were never meant to live under the shadow of stolen blessings. The life heaven wrote for you was radiant, filled with moments that were supposed to take your breath away in joy, not in fear. She feared that future for you, so she bent her power toward rewriting your days in secret, but her pen has been broken tonight. God Himself has taken back the page, and every line that was twisted is being rewritten in golden ink. You will see, you will feel it soon, a sudden shift, as though someone opened a door inside your life and sunlight spilled in. That will be the sign that she is gone. Stay close to me right now. I am showing you images in your mind as you read, flashes of people, moments, objects that seem to vanish from your life. That is what she took, but look closer. You will begin to see them in reverse motion, returning. This is how restoration begins, slowly, then all at once, and when it comes all at once, you will know I kept my promise tonight. My child, there is a reason you paused here, there is a reason your eyes didn't move on. That reason is heaven's timing. Do you know how rare it is for the veil to be this thin, for the divine to reach into your hour so directly? The witch hates it. She knows this thinness means I can step closer, breathe over your wounds, and remind you of who you are, chosen, covered, and untouchable once you walk in God's shield. She has tried to make you forget, but you will remember everything tonight. My beloved, do not think for a moment that the enemy chose you by accident. She marked you because of the light you carry. She saw the crown over your head before you ever knew it was there. She saw the doors that heaven had already opened in your future, and she feared what you would become if you walked through them. That fear is what has kept her circling you like a shadow, waiting for a weak moment to strike, but hear me now, the moment you stopped here, you shifted the battlefield. You are not standing where you were yesterday. Right now, you are standing in a place where angels surround you and their wings form a wall she cannot pass. I am Michael, commander of heaven's armies, and I have been sent to wage war for your life tonight. Do not doubt it. I have heard your prayers, the ones you spoke aloud in the dark and the ones you didn't dare to voice because you thought no one was listening. Heaven has gathered them all, and now the time for waiting has ended. The Father's voice has thundered, and his command is simple: restore everything. That is why the witch is trembling. She knows there is no force in the heavens, the earth, or beneath it that can stand against his word once it has been spoken. You may have wondered why certain seasons in your life felt like endless night, why blessings slipped away just as they reached your hands. It was because she was watching, waiting to snatch them before you could take root in them. She wove lies into the fabric of your days, making you believe it was bad luck, or your own fault, or even God's silence. But my beloved, hear me, God was never silent. He was gathering evidence against her, building a case so complete that when judgment came, it would be swift, total, and undeniable. That judgment begins now. Stay with me in these words. I know the world is loud, I know distractions are pulling at you even in this very moment. That is not coincidence, that is her attempt to keep you from hearing the fullness of heaven's message. She fears your awakening more than anything else because once you see the truth, you will never return to her traps again. So I ask you, do not let your mind wander. Hold on to every sentence as though it were a rope lowering you out of a pit, because in truth, it is. I can already feel the shift in the air around you. The temperature in the room may change, you may feel goosebumps on your arms, a sudden stillness in the space you're in. That is not your imagination, that is the arrival of reinforcements. Angels are stepping into your space, some of them carrying what is yours: opportunities, relationships, finances, joy, each item shining like it has been polished in heaven's own light. They have been held back for too long, locked in places you could not reach, but now they are here, ready to be returned. Do you remember moments when you felt something close to a miracle, but it slipped away before it could become real? Those were moments she intercepted. She did it quietly so you would blame yourself or believe God had changed his mind, but he never did. My child, his mind about you has been made up since before the stars were hung in the sky. He chose you, he loved you, he destined you for greatness in the light. That is why your life has felt like a battlefield. The brighter the destiny, the heavier the resistance, but resistance always breaks in the end, and this is the end for her. Do not underestimate what is happening right now. These words are not just words, they are weapons. Every sentence you read is like another blow against her stronghold. She feels it. That's why she's uneasy, why shadows shift around you when you read this, why a heaviness tries to distract you. She knows she is losing her grip, but I promise you, she will lose all of it. She will not take even a single crumb from your table after tonight. The Father is watching you right now, yes, you, the one reading these lines. His gaze is not distant, it is here, warm, close, and unshakable. He is not disappointed in you for the times you felt weak. He understands the weight you've been under, the unseen chains you've been dragging, but he is smiling now because you are hearing this in the exact moment you were meant to. Nothing about your timing is random. This was arranged before you woke up this morning. Heaven knew where you would be, what you would be doing, and what would be on your heart. That is why this message found you and why it will not leave you unchanged. The witch will try one last thing before she retreats. She will try to whisper that this is just coincidence, that these words are nothing more than stories. Do not listen. Lies are her native tongue, truth is mine, and the truth is that you are stepping into a season where what was stolen will be multiplied in its return, not just given back, but given back in abundance, pressed down, shaken together, running over. That is the justice of heaven. It is not simply restoration, it is restoration with interest. I need you to understand something important, my beloved. Your obedience in this moment matters. Just as she worked in small, hidden ways to drain your blessings, you must work in small, faithful steps to reclaim them. Reading this all the way through is one of those steps. Staying connected to heaven's voice is another. That is why I urge you as your protector, your intercessor in the courts of heaven, to subscribe to these messages. The connection will be your lifeline when storms rise again, because storms always try to return, but next time you will be ready, shielded, unshakable. And now something is breaking. I feel it. It is as though a rope that has been pulling against you for years just snapped. You may feel lighter in your chest, you may feel tears welling up for no clear reason. That is release, that is freedom beginning to flow into places that have been locked for far too long. The witch is recoiling, her hands empty, her eyes wide with the knowledge that heaven has caught her in the act. She will try to flee, but she cannot outrun the decree that has already been spoken over her. You will not touch what belongs to my child again. You are safe now, but safety is only the beginning. Blessings are already on their way back, and when they arrive, you will not just have what you lost, you will have more. That is the signature of the God I serve. My beloved, the enemy is now in retreat, but she has left behind threads of her work that still cling to certain corners of your life. I can see them, thin, dark lines stretching between you and moments of pain you thought you had forgotten. These are the hooks she used to pull you back into cycles that drained you, but tonight, those hooks will be broken. I am drawing my sword again, and with every truth you read here, another strand will be cut. She will find nothing left to hold on to. You will walk forward without the weight you didn't even know you were carrying. Do you feel the way your heart seems to be paying attention in a different way right now? That is the Holy Spirit drawing you deeper into this moment. You are not just reading, you are receiving. There is an invisible exchange happening. The darkness that was placed on you is lifting, and in its place, light is pouring in. It may feel like a sudden calm, or a warmth in your chest, or even the sense that the air around you has become more alive. That is no accident. You are in the presence of angels, and heaven itself is moving through your space. I must tell you something the Father showed me about you. You have always been more powerful in the Spirit than you realized. Even in your lowest moments, when you thought you had failed, you were still a threat to the plans of the enemy. That is why she invested so much effort into watching you. She knew if you ever truly saw yourself as heaven sees you, her influence would end instantly, and now, as these words reach your soul, that very revelation is happening. You are not small, you are not forgotten, you are not at the mercy of her schemes.